Hi everyone, we are going to build a simple calculator in Javascript. And let's get started. First, we add a div and give it a calculator as a class name. And we create an input into it. Here you will see the selected numbers. We add an input to this input as a class name and it will be disabled and value empty. There will be no data input in, so input only the number in the button we clicked will be displayed as data in the input. Now we create a div for the buttons and the class name will be the buttons. The type of the buttons will be button. Type button. Now the first four buttons will be for operators plus firstly value plus minus and times and divide plus minus and times and divide. And we call these buttons by the name of the class operator. Firstly, okay. We are adding other buttons, we need to add them properly. The first three buttons will be 7, 8 and 9. 7, 8 and 9. Then 4, 5 and 6. And the bottom buttons are going to be 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2 and 3. And finally we must not forget the 0. And then we add the dot sign. Value dot and class decimal. We need to add a clean button type button and value clear and class clear. Okay. And then we add the last equal sign and value is equal and class name equal and operator. As you can see, we have done all the HTML processing. Now let's create a pure calculator designed with CSS. Margin 0, padding 0 and box sizing border box. We change font family. Josephine Sans Serif. Now we choose body and change the background color and font size 1.2 rem. We choose the calculator class. This is the div that contains all the buttons. We use borders 1 pixel solid, and we use border radius to round the sides. Border radius 0.75 rem, so 12 pixel. The width of the calculator will be 450 pixel, and we use position absolute to place the calculator in the middle of the page, and we give 50% from top and 50% from left, and we are exactly centered with transform translate minus 50% and minus 50%. The background color, close the white. Okay. Now let's set the input. Its width will be 100%. That is, it will cover the entire div. The height will be 90 pixel. Sorry. Font size 4 rem. And there will be no borders. Border none. The background color will be close to black. And the color of the inputs, sorry, white. Add text align, right, and set the value in the inputs to the right of the inputs. We increase the internal spaces with padding left and padding right 1.25 rem and padding right 1.25 rem, and around the sides the border radius 0.75 rem. Okay. Now we will position the buttons class, and for this we will use the grid display grid, and we set it to repeat for one fragment as grid template columns. Repeat for and one fragment. Divide this area by 4 and each element is equal to one fragment column. And gap 0.5 rem and padding. Okay. Now let's add style to the button. The width will be 70 pixel with 70 pixel, and background color border radius 0.5 rem, and we add the border and 1 pixel solid and 333 close to black. Font size will be 2 rem, and the color of the values on the button color close to white. Okay, and cursor pointer. After that we will transition for hover effects 0.25 seconds. And hover the button will change color. We use the hover effects for this button. Hover, background close to black. Okay, it's good. Now we set the color of the operators. Operator color will be blue. 3C 9BDB. Okay. Change the color of the clear button. Background. And we change border color. Okay. Colors, sorry. And we will use transition effect for hover effects. All 0.25 seconds. And clear hover. Backgrounds will be okay. It's good. Now let's add a style to the button with the equal sign. Background color will be the same as the clear button color. The border color will be the same. Okay, we copy these items. Okay. The border color will be the same. The value in it will be white. Now we do the most important part. We'll position the equal sign with the grid. We use grid area. And 2, 4, 6, and 5. This means start at column 2 and row 4, and column 6 and for row 5. Okay, this means start at column 2 and line 4, column 6 and at line 5. Okay. Height will be 100%, and the background color, sorry, we use that. Equal hover, background the same as clear hover. Okay. Obvious transition effects. All 0.25 seconds. That's it. I think it's pretty good. Now let's move on to JavaScript. Oh, I had to use height here. Sorry about that. Yes, now we can move on. First, we use document query selector to define the input screen and redefine the buttons. And const input display document query selector and inputs and const buttons document query selector buttons class. Now we define the display value variable with let. This value will be 0. Let's display value equal to 0. Because the first value to appear on the screen is 0, this value will change when we click on any button. Now we create update value function. We equate input display value is equal to display value. This function will work when the application starts. Now we add the add event listener to the buttons and create the click events and give it the event as a parameter. Buttons, add event listener, and click. Now we create the constant variable, and the variable will be called elements. Const elements equal to, and we get this variable event targets, sorry, and we give this a targets. Now let's print it to console log to test it. And another constant variable, this element will be equal to element value. Const value equal to elements value. Okay. Look, whatever button we click, its value is printed on the console screen. However, when we click an empty place, when we click on empty place, action is taken. We need to prevent this. To do this, we add if button matches button. If button matches button, and we return that. So if what you are clicking isn't a button, the code won't work. Okay. Now we will use the switch case method. Switch will operate according to its value. Switch value. For this, we will first define the operators. Case plus case minus times and divide. Case, sorry for that, case equal case dot case clear and default. We will define functions for this in a moment. And finally, add functions to the switch case method. If the operators are selected, the handle operator function will run and take this value. Handle operator. If the point operator is selected, the input decimal function will run. If the clear button is clicked, the clear function will run. Sorry. And default, we define input number function to default, and this element value will get. We will define this function in a moment. Okay, it's that. And update value function will work this switch case of method. Now let's create a function. This function will get number information from outside. We give num parameter and then transferring the num value to the display value variable that we defined at the beginning. From now on, we need to call update value because we need to see this value in the input. When we click on number seconds, the first number is deleted from the screen. However, the first number should not be deleted. Now we need to check the situation. For this, if the display value is equal to 0, the num value will be transferred. If not, another number has already been clicked after 0, so if it's not equal to 0, we equate it to display value plus num. Okay, now when we click on the point operator, the entered number needs to be added next to it. It will not be added the second time. Let's create a function for this. It's called input decimal. Function input decimal. If display value does not contain the point operator, add the dot marked next to the number when clicking on the point. If display value includes a point, okay. Now we create the clear function. It's very simple. Function clear. All we have to do is equalize display value to 0. Now we are going to create a function. It will be called handle operator. Function the operator. And we'll take the next operator as the parameter. Now then, now we will create a variable called first value, and that first value, and it will take a null. Now when the first number is entered, after we will create another operator and it will get a null. That's operator null. Now when the first number is entered, we need to check this situation when we click on an operator without clicking on the second number. For this, we create a variable called second value and give it a false. Okay. If we click on an operator, after clicking on a number, it will be equal to the second value true. When the second number is clicked, the second number will be written on the screen and the first selected number will be stored as data and calculated. In the handle operator function, we create a constant value variable considering the probability that the number is a decimal number. We define the parse float method and it will take the value of display value, const value and parse float. Okay, we define the parse float methods. We use the if method to store the first number as data when the second number is clicked. If first value is equal to null, if first value equal to null and first value equal value, and after that second value is true and operator equal to next operator. Okay. Now when we try to add the second number, the input number function will run. We need to fix this function. For this, if the second value is equal to true, we equate the display value to num. Num is the value we enter at the moment. If second value is true, okay, and then we equate the second value is false. Second value is false. If the second value is not equal to true, we can add the value in the display value to the else method. Okay. We define the else if method, and if the operator is equal to true, this operation will occur. Else if operator. We define a constant variable called the result. Results. This is going to be equal to a function. The name of this function is calculate. And as the parameter, first value will take the value and operator. First value and operator. And finally, we will use the if method to update all values properly. If the operator and second value are true, the operator will be equal to the next operator equal to next operator and return. Then we create the calculator function. It will include first, second and operator parameters. Function calculates first, second and operators. The first is equal to first value, the second is equal to value, and the operator is equal to the operator. Okay, now we create an if method. If the operator is equal to plus, return first plus second, and else if operator equal to minus, return first minus second. And copy that. Operator equal to times, return first times second, and divide, return first, divide seconds. If no operator is selected, the second value, which is the last selected value, will be written on the screen. Return seconds. Now let's go back to the handle operator to complete it. After all this is done, we define display value. We need to use template literals. We give parse floats and results to fixed 7. If this result is a decimal number, it means that it should be at most 7 numbers in the decimal part. Okay, and first value equal to results. Yeah, here we go. 8 times 9, 72, and 5 plus 19, 24, and 30 divided 5, 6. Okay, the calculator is working fine. Thank you for watching me. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video. See you soon.